the music pulse. Lights flash. Bodies moved in frenzy. Laughter, loud and hollow, echoed through the room. Everywhere people sought escape. They drank, they danced. They lost themselves in the intoxicating rhythm of distraction. On couches, eyes glazed over. Glued to glowing screens, fingers scrolled endlessly through feeds. Consuming, consuming, consuming. News, gossip, the lives of strangers. A constant stream of information, none of it truly important. Outside, the city roared. Billboards screamed for attention, their messages seductive and empty. Buy this, wear that, be someone else. Material desires whispered promises of happiness, always just out of reach. The noise was deafening, the chaos overwhelming. Few noticed the shadowy figure lurking in the background, pulling strings, a cruel smile playing on his lips. He was the master of illusion, the weaver of deceit. His touch, subtle, insidious, infected every corner of their lives. He whispered doubts, fueled insecurities, and magnified fears. He thrived on their confusion, their emptiness, their disconnection. His tools were many. Propaganda screens, flashed images of unattainable perfection. News feeds overflowed with fear and division. Social pressures urged conformity, stifling individuality. Materialism promised fulfillment, but delivered only emptiness. He was the puppet master, and they were his unwitting puppets. Their strings, woven from their own fears and desires, controlled their every move. But even in the darkest corners, a flicker of hope remained. For deep within each soul, buried beneath layers of distraction and despair, lay a spark of truth. It began as a whisper, a quiet unease amidst the noise, a moment of clarity in the chaos. A young woman lost in the rhythmic pulse of the music, paused, a flicker of confusion crossing her face. The relentless beat suddenly felt oppressive. A man hunched over his phone, his mind numb from the endless scroll, looked up. He saw the vacant eyes around him, the empty smiles, and felt a pang of emptiness in his own heart. The illusion was cracking. The truth, long buried beneath the layers of distraction, began to surface. They saw the emptiness of their pursuits, the shallowness of their desires, and in that moment of clarity, they yearned for something more. The chains that bound them, though invisible, were strong. Fear, doubt, insecurity. They held them captive, whispering lies. You are not enough. You are alone. There is no escape. But the human spirit, though easily swayed, is also resilient. The woman in the club threw her head back and laughed, a sound of genuine joy this time. She tossed her phone aside and walked out into the night, drawn by the promise of a new dawn. The man on the street closed his laptop, shutting out the noise of the world. He took a deep breath and looked around, truly seeing the beauty that surrounded him for the first time. The chains that bound them began to loosen, link by link. With each act of defiance, each moment of clarity, they grew stronger. The key to their liberation lay within them all along. It wasn't in material possessions or external validation. It was in the power of their own awareness, their own inner strength. You are not alone, a voice whispered. Look around you. See the pain, the fear, the longing in the eyes of those around you. They are reflections of your own struggles. And in that shared humanity, you will find your strength. Awareness is freedom, another voice echoed. See the world with clear eyes. Question everything. Do not be afraid to think for yourself. Your mind is your most powerful weapon. Use it wisely. They were not meant to walk this path alone. The puppet master thrived on isolation and division. But in unity, there was strength. In love, there was power. Reach out, a voice urged. Connect with those around you. Build bridges of understanding. Share your stories, your struggles, your triumphs. For in sharing, you will find healing. In connection, you will find your purpose. They came together tentatively at first, united by their shared longing for something more. They offered each other kindness, compassion, and understanding. They built communities based on love, acceptance, and mutual respect. Love was the antidote to the puppet master's poison. It dissolved fear, healed wounds, and ignited hope. It reminded them of their shared humanity, their interconnectedness. Love yourselves, a voice implored. Embrace your imperfections. Forgive your mistakes. You're worthy of love, just as you are. And in loving yourselves, you will find the strength to love others unconditionally. They learn to see the world through eyes of compassion, to approach each other with empathy and understanding. They recognize that true happiness lay not in material possessions, but in the richness of human connection. Darkness was lifting. The puppet master's grip was weakening. The dawn of a new era was breaking, an era of awareness, unity, and love. Rise above control, a voice proclaimed. You are not puppets. You are not pawns in someone else's game. You are powerful beyond measure. Claim your power. Create your own destiny. They stepped into the light, blinking at the brilliance of it all. The world was still imperfect, still filled with challenges, but they were no longer afraid. They were awake. They were free. The path ahead was clear. It was a path paved with love, compassion, and understanding. A path that led towards a brighter future. A future free from manipulation and control. A future where humanity could finally fulfill its true potential. Join hands, a voice called out. Walk together towards the light. Build a world where everyone is free to be their true selves. A world where love reigns supreme. The future is yours to create. And so, they walked hand in hand, hearts filled with hope, towards the dawning of a new era. The puppet master's reign was over. The time for freedom had arrived.